friends, Janice Baylor back with you again in the studio for another fun drop-in art session. I'd like to thank Perry County Council of the Arts and participating sponsors for continuing to bring us drop-in art virtually. Today we are going to talk about using a sense other than sight to create our artwork, which is inspired by Hellen Keller, who was both blind and deaf and had to use senses other than sight and hearing to communicate to the world and express herself. So we are going to provide a Braille alphabet as well as more information about Hellen Keller that you can find linked below. And we will be creating this really cool abstract background using nothing but our sense of touch and applying a Braille word on top so that you can read it with your fingers. So for complete details on how to create this project and all the supplies, coming right up. Hello little artists, I am joining you face to face today in the studio so that we can talk about using a sense other than sight to create our artwork. We're going to be talking about the sense of touch because we're also talking about Hellen Keller for International Women's History. The supplies that you'll need for this project are a white piece of cardstock or a piece of canvas, the Braille alphabet that's linked. You'll need a tray or a plate or something that you can easily reach into to access the paint. You may want a paintbrush, although the idea is to use our fingers to paint the background. You probably want a rag to clean up and an assortment of paint colors. You'll also need some raised dots. So I have these bucket of rhinestones, but you may want to use foam circles or chipboard circles or whatever you have access to that will be like a raised surface because we're going to create some Braille lettering on top of our background. And then depending on if those items are sticky or not, you may need some glue. So to get started, we're going to put out an assortment of paints on our tray. I've chosen lavenders and purples and some coral and gold, but you can choose whatever colors you like. And then we are going to use our sense of touch to create an abstract background. So Hellen Keller was a very influential woman in history. She actually became deaf and blind as a toddler following a serious illness, and she had to learn how to communicate using sign language and read using Braille, which is a series of raised dots that create letters. She went on to graduate from college, which not a lot of women did at that time, as well as found a organization that helped people who were blind and deaf cope with their disabilities and get educations, as well as preventing some of the causes of those illnesses in young people. So we are going to close our eyes now, and instead of looking at the canvas, we are just going to touch. So you may want to protect your table with some paper in case you get a little over the edge. And then I just encourage you to close your eyes and just reach into the tray and get some paint and just use your fingers to apply it to your canvas and kind of let go and explore just touching the canvas with the paint and not really looking to create your background. So just feeling your way to the edge, feeling that you're moving the paint around, feeling for the paint, just kind of enjoy letting go of seeing exactly what is going on and just feel what is going on. And just reach into your tray, sort of enjoy the process of applying the paint. I feel like I have a lot covered. Obviously cannot tell. You might not want to swirl too much or you may end up with a muddy mess. So try to let the colors still have a little space on the canvas even though you can't see them. And then when you think you're done, go ahead and open your eyes and see what it looks like. Oh, very interesting. And I didn't even hit one of the colors. So now we're gonna take a little break, set this aside, let it dry, go ahead and wash up your fingers, and then we'll come back and do the Braille application on the top. Okay, now that our background has dried, we're going to affix our Braille letters. So I have popped you back overhead so you can see in a little bit more detail how we're going to do that. So you'll need your Braille alphabet printable, and then you can go through and highlight the word that you would like to spell. I chose read, so I've highlighted the R, the E, the A, and the D, and then I'm going to pick out rhinestones that I can use to make those letters. So A is just one dot. Oh, let's start with R. Obviously, we're going to start with our R. So that is 3 dots to the one side and then 1 dot in the center. So I need to find enough rhinestones to make the R, which I need 4. And then I am going to apply them to my background, following the Braille alphabet. So just go ahead and glue those down. I'm choosing yellow for this one, but you can choose whatever color you have. So there's my R. Next, I need to do the E, which is 2 dots that are sort of on the diagonal from one another. So let me find some additional, let's see, you start at the top. Okay, E. A is a singular dot. I'll put that there. And then D is 2 dots to one side and a dot coming across the top. So I need 3 rhinestones to make the D. And then you'll just need to let that dry. But there you have spelled out read, or you can spell your name or some other sentiment that you would like. And we did all of this using different senses. And I just think that that is really awesome, how you can really integrate different sensory experiences into your artwork and learn from other people's life experiences as well. So thank you for joining me today, friends. Stay creative.